So guys, people have been asking me about, how is the Monarch held up? Now, Monarch is basically my, daily driver life blade. It's my only tie knife at the moment, which is, it's my favourite material. It doesn't sound great at the moment because my screws are loose. I did revert back to the original screws. I did try to do some kind of heat coloration. So yeah, it doesn't flip. To be fair, actually, it still flips really good. I mean, there's a bit of wiggle now because obviously the screws are loose. But yeah, I've been trying to figure out how to get good tolerances on this kind of thing. And I think I've kind of got it down. It does take quite a while though, and also my bits are starting to strip. So, and also I did like the reversed thing, right? So you get the cool, I don't know. Well, yeah, in terms of how it's held up tolerance-wise, I mean, that's the gap when it's closed. Sorry, that's the gap when it's open. The gap has shrunk, but I don't think it will get any smaller than this. I mean, I abuse this pretty roughly, right? I do aerials with it all the time, always doing sound check. I've even tried to like squeeze it together. You can get the handles to touch, but overall it's not really an issue. Is it that much closer together than like a normal ballad song? Like, here's a Prisma. Here's like the Andux. And the Orca, that's probably what the gap was closer to. And then it looks closer together just because of the design. It's quite a thick ballad song. It's not super tapered. But it's actually not like crazy close together. I'll see if I can. Like, in comparison. Okay. That's the two. Yeah, there's more of a gap for sure. But I think it's also just because the handles are themselves bigger, so it had to start off with like a pretty monstrous thigh gap. Yeah, so for something like that, it's not ridiculous. I'd say it's smaller than I'd like, but that's just because I basically do daily drive this thing. Irregardless of whether the pinless is the most reliable or not. Blade, pretty much perfect. I did tip it actually, but I re-tipped it. I dropped it like this, like tip down onto some tiles, which is really sad. But yeah, one thing I do wish is the sound, not the clicky sound, because the clicky sound once you actually get it tight is actually very nice. And it's super quiet. This is like such a good nighttime flipper. But yeah, I do wish that's the top bit, right? Yeah, I do wish the ring, which you can. Sometimes you can get it lasting for like quite a while. But yeah, I wish that was a bit louder, just so that because it's a very ethereal, excuse me, type of ring. But yeah, overall with the screws, the female screws are fine. But yeah, the male screws, I've ordered some new hardware. I did already order hardware. I ordered the wrong hardware, so I've now ordered T8 screws. Although I'm going to try, usually people say get by 5. I'm going to try by 8, because they should in theory also fit. And if they don't, I can just sand them down, right? So, yeah, I'm going to try some new hardware in there. And I'll let you know how that goes. There'll be an update video on that. And yeah, so basically this thing has held up much better than I expected it to. This is not a great showcase of it because it's kind of in this very like half-tuned state. I've been messing around with tuning, so this has been coming apart and being screwed back together. The Orca screws definitely are better for this than the default screws, but also I didn't like that, you had one black and then the back was like that, right? It did look fine from the one side, but the other side it was like, meh. So I've got silver screws and I'm going to try to do what I did here, but a bit more properly to the rest of the things. So that's going to be what we're going to do later. But yeah, it's lasted perfectly pretty much. And, oh, okay, so I can do a choker fan first try as long as, as long as I've got a live blade. Okay, fine. Fine. I can't do it on any of my trainers first try on camera, but I can do it first try with the live blade on camera. Makes no sense, but yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you got any questions, comment down below, subscribe, like, all that, share the video with your friends. Yeah, and I find there's not enough Monarch V2 content out there, so I think the gap started out like that or so. Now it's there, so it's closed a significant amount, but it's really just that kind of wear-in period. on there. Plus I do aerial this thing, and I'm like always, yeah, no, I do like everything on, like all the tricks I can do, I do on this knife. But this gap is still the same though. Well, obviously, because it's just, you can see inside, they're like reinforced titanium bits. See if I can get the light to hit it. Kind of in there, but yeah, so that's how that is. And as for the blade, there's your contact patch there, and there's your contact patch there, so I'd say pretty good. You know, I'm liking the pinsless. Yeah, so cheers for watching, guys, and peace. Yeah, I'm gonna eat just like Bells and flipping, because why not?